Hi everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. So today I'm doing a viewer requested video reviewing these blender brushes from Tailored Expressions. Now I bought these myself. I thought they were super cool. I've seen lots of people use them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare them to my favorites from my blender brush review and whether the brushes are really life-changing. Now I did do a whole video about life-changing brushes from Picket Fence. Then I did tons of these. I bought like 6 or 7 different sets of these and I reviewed all the different options out there on Amazon. So if you want to check out that video, it's linked to that top right hand corner, or if there's a blog post, we'll make sure we link it in there for you too. So as I say, these are the blender brushes by Tailored Expressions. Now they are expensive for what they are, in my opinion, but maybe when we open them, we're going to find out something that I didn't already know. So the selling points they give you on the back, so they're all one size, whereas, you know, normally you get a few different sizes, but you can buy multiple of the same sizes on Amazon if you really want to. They have white bristles, rainbow colored handles. The caddy is sold separately. I thought the caddy was included, but apparently for the amount of money I paid, the caddy was not included. But again, you can get these caddies on Amazon super cheap, and I'll link up some options for you. Some of the brushes I buy already come with caddies, or there is a caddy that I love, and again, I'll link that up for you. But these are the brushes, and the reason that everybody's loving them is the fact that they have these multicolored handles on them. Okay, that's really pretty, but I could paint those handles. I could put a sticky dot on those handles. I can write on those handles. I can use a Sharpie on the back of it. You know, I could use a lot of different things that don't involve me having to pay a lot of money for these brushes. But let's try some out. So you can see they have that kind of same texture as these ones here. So this would be the comparable one. Exactly the same, they just happen to have white bristles. So that's the comparison there. So I'm using purple ink, so we're going to pick out our purple. You would still have to wash these or have a separate set for distress inks versus oxides, because you can't use your oxide blender and then put it into a regular distress ink, because that pigment diffusion is going to wreck it. So this is my Tim Holtz travel platform here, and what we'll do is we'll do the same ink blend on the same thing and a little bit on either side. So this is Wilted Violet, I think, yep. And I'm going to load up my Tailored Expression. Okay, so I've loaded it up there. I always like to start on the glass and then blend inwards. And it does take a little bit to load up your brush the first time, but you can see you do get a nice soft blend that you can build up. The other one I'm going to use is also clean. I've washed it since its last use, so you'll get a fair comparison. Okay, so that's my Tailored Expression. And of course you can build up that color too. So if you want more, you can see I can make it harder. And then the other thing with these brushes is you do get a really nice fade out. So if you just wanted part of your cardstock to be done, you can see I can fade it out like this, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to load up my cheapy brush. I love these because they're little rose gold and they have nice fun handles. But you can get ones with regular handles. As I say, I did a whole video. If you want to go check that out, there are tons and tons of options in there. But again, we're going to do the same thing. And I'm blending off the glass onto the cardstock. Again, really nice fade out, exactly the same. I mean, it's pretty much the same brush. It's just it has white bristles. And if I want to build up color, I can do that just by going over it a couple of times, or I can stay light, you know, whichever I want to do. You kind of get used to the way these are a little bit different to a blender dauber. And I've always liked using brushes. If you go back and watch some of my older videos, you'll notice I tend to use brushes, but you really do get the same effect. And if I lift this up so you can see it even more, you can see here, look, you know, exactly the same. We've got dark and dark, light and light, you know, lots and lots of different things that you can do on there as well. So in my opinion, just having used it there is no real difference between these two brushes, other than the fact that they're a lot more expensive because you get them with the coloured handle. But these, as I say, just work just as well. And you could put a little sticker on the back and put some acetate over it. You could put a Sharpie dot on there. There are lots of different ways. A dot of paint, like purple paint, orange paint, etc., without having to spend a lot of money on custom coloured brushes. I could buy a lot of sets of these for a set of these. Yes, it's nice to have all even heads, but as I say, you can buy these brushes on Amazon individually and just buy a load in the same size if you want to. But I also like having variety. I find it really easy to just rinse it out if I need to, or I have a little like a kitchen towel here with water, or you know, like a baby wipe, and then I would just do this over it, and that cleans it off pretty much well enough for me to go on to another color. So they're not hard to clean at all. But yeah, that's my review of the brushes. If I was to be going and purchasing a set for my craft room, I'd buy these all day long, just because of price point and the amount of sets I could have. And you can get a really inexpensive caddy, which I'll link up for you on Amazon too. So check out those links below. Check out the previous video all about me reviewing lots of different versions of these. You might find one that you like more. As I say, craft tools are always a personal preference. So these are just my opinions, pros, cons, etc. So go check that video out, and I will see you again tomorrow for another tip, trick, tutorial, or maybe something else. So be sure that you've hit that subscribe button. I'll see you then. Bye.